Jim, not a 90 minutes that will live very long in the memory, but could be a massive 3 points come the end of the season nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, look, it certainly wasn't a classic. It was not the most enjoyable game in the world to watch, but a crucial 3 points in the end. And at this stage of the season, that's all that matters, really. We knew tonight was going to pan out the way that it did because Morton played that way. They turned the game into a scrap, and that's why we went with the team selection that we did. We brought Grimshaw into the back four again just to give us a bit of physical presence, moved Miller-Thompson up a little bit, went with a bit of experience in the middle of the park in terms of Tilson, Docherty and Sibbald, and I thought they were really, really good in there in terms of just picking up second balls, breaking things up, and I thought the two centre halves were outstanding all night. Kevin Holt in particular, I don't think he lost a header all night. Real aggression all around the park, and I think that's ultimately why we came out on top, because we won those individual battles.
Did you take learnings from the game at Tannadice a couple of months ago?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's obviously lots of ways to play the game of football, and every manager and every team have got different styles, and I think Morton played to their strengths. Prior to losing their game on Saturday against Inverness, Morton were unbeaten in 16 games, and gave us a terrible time at Tannadice, as we remember. Now, albeit George Oakley's missing tonight, and I think he's an important player for them, but they've still got good players to come in to lead the line for them. So they get the ball forward early. They're looking for cheap free kicks to try and bring the big boys into the box. Every long throw, the young lad Strap has got one of the longest throws I think I've ever seen. Any time he crosses the halfway line with a throw in, ultimately it's coming in your box into the penalty area. So we had to do the ugly side of the game well tonight. Of course, we know we need to play better on Saturday when we are back at our own place, and we will play better. We'll get the ball down and we'll pass it about a bit more. But I like the intensity, I like the aggression, real determination from all the players, and a really valuable 3 points in the end.
The importance of scoring first in any match, but especially on a night like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think tonight is probably the first time we've scored the opening goal in about half a dozen games. The last 7 or 8 games for us have been very inconsistent in terms of results. We haven't been able to put a run together, so hopefully this is the start of that kind of run that we're looking for. Obviously drew the game against Partick on Saturday, a win here tonight, unbeaten in 2. Let's see if we can carry that on into Saturday coming and for the weeks ahead. And we've put ourselves in a really good position. We're in the driver's seat now, but we've been here before. We can't get carried away. We know that there's a hell of a lot of football still to be played. But grateful as always to the supporters that travelled all the way down to Greenock from Dundee tonight, and I know they'll go away having seen a group of players that have give everything for the jersey there tonight. We know we can play better, obviously, but the boys fought and scrapped for every single ball, because we knew that was the kind of night it was going to be, and that's why we've come out on top.
Must be pleasing to see a different side of your team holding on to a lead for so long.
Yeah, the first goal is massive in this league, and far too often in the last few games, as I mentioned there, we've had to chase the game, and we've had to go and try and score a couple of goals to win. Queen's Park at home, we go a goal behind them, we have to go and score 3. Saturday at Partick, but the last couple of games against Airdrie and Partick in particular, I feel as if we've shot ourselves in the foot. We concede a corner against Airdrie, we switch off. Against Partick is the same, we concede a corner. It's just about taking responsibility in those moments and doing your jobs as individuals, and I think tonight the players done that to a man, and even the subs that came on added a bit of freshness up the top end. Glenn, Kai and Alex, and just really proud of the players just because of that resilience that they showed going into the last 5 minutes.
4 points from 2 really difficult away games back to back. Do you see that as a decent return?
Yeah, I mean, look, we wanted obviously maximum points. Every game we go into, we have the mindset that we're capable of winning, but I think away from home, on the road, our form has been outstanding. We have to bring that now to Tannadice, and just really, really pleased for the players and the staff. The staff put in a hell of a lot of effort. I believe in the whole group. I know how hard they work during the week in training. We don't get it right every week, we know that, but it's never for the lack of effort or never for the lack of trying or preparation. But we'll take a bit of confidence from tonight. clean sheets are massive. Getting that first goal is huge, and we'll hope for the same on Saturday against Arbroath.
Was it a nice change to get a wee bird's eye view?
Listen, I've always rather be on the touchline and kicking every ball. I was sat behind a few of the directors, and I think they'll have a pain in their head from listening to me going back in the car to Dundee. But I had a great view of Louis Moult's movement for the goal. Tony Watt does really well out on the far touchline, and I'm watching Louis' movement in the box, and he does brilliant to take the defender underneath the ball and then spin back out into that back area. And that's what Louis brings, real quality. And I still think there's more to come from him. I think he needs to tidy up his all-round game. But we know if we give him opportunities in and around the box, the likelihood is he's going to put them in the back of the net. And we need to make sure that we keep creating them from.
Just finally on Louis, he was obviously withdrawn with about 20 minutes to go. Is there any update on that? Did he just kind of run out of steam?
No, Louis just, it was more a fatigue thing than anything else. Obviously, quick turnaround from Saturday's game at Partick. We've tried to rotate the squad as much as we could in the last few games. We've had, that's 4 games in the space of a couple of weeks. Obviously the 5th game coming now on Saturday, so we've tried to freshen things up as much as we could without weakening the team, and that's the luxury that I have. We've got a really strong squad. I can make those changes, and the team is never weaker, and I think that's really important. So tonight again we've brought some fresh faces in the likes of Grimshaw and Tilson. And they all done well. Multi comes off because he's tired. Tony Watt ran his race as well, came off because he's fatigued. So yeah, lots of positives, lots of things that we can be pleased about. Scotty McMahon as well, I think, deserves a special mention. Scotty's 100th game tonight for the club. His 3rd season, I think, and for Scotty to be available consistently for that period of time in 3 years, credit to him, and just shows you what a good professional he is in terms of looking after himself and making sure that he's not picking up any niggles and injuries. So a good night for Scotty as well. It's nice that on his 100th game for Dundee United we were able to get him the 3 points.